Hello, YouTube fans, BG in 1990, and today I'm going to do a sort of a unique list. I am talking about, this is in my opinion, the top 10 Nickelodeon pet peeves. It could be about their movies, TV shows, whatever, but these are my top 10 pet peeves. If you agree, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too, but here I go. Number 10, Rango. Never saw this movie. I've heard mixed opinions. I've heard it's not very good, but yet I saw that it won an Academy Award. Now, I bet you're wondering what's the pet peeve if I've never seen the movie. Well, apparently there was a controversy in this movie. There were 60 that's right, 60 instances of smoking in the film. I mean, dude, this is a Nickelodeon movie. It's meant for kids, and they put 60 instances of smoking. Because of this, some anti smoking organizations petitioned for the film to get an R rating instead of an original PG. But no change was made, and the film maintained its PG rating. Could you imagine the uproar if there was a Nickelodeon movie that was R rated? Jeez Louise. But anyway, moving on. Number 9. Now, I mentioned this in a previous video. The X's. Nickelodeon's answer to The Incredibles. Really, Nickelodeon? One season of this show? This show could have had so much potential. It could have been your answer to The Incredibles. I mean, family of superheroes, this could have made a really cool franchise, video games, etc. I mean, the dad was voiced by Patrick Warburton, my favorite voice actor, and the mom was voiced by Wendy Malick, and there was also Truman X and Tuesday X. This could have been the next big thing for Nickelodeon. What the heck, the X's? You didn't give it a fair shot. Come on. Anyway, moving on. Now, I'm about to go really nostalgic on a lot of 90s Nickelodeon fans. I'm talking about number 8 Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Why did this place have to close? Why couldn't they keep the production in Florida? What's wrong with Florida? I mean, a lot of good TV shows were taped at this wonderful studio. Yeah, I'm going to list them all. The Nickelodeon Studios opening day celebration. Never saw that. I wasn't born yet. Total Panic. Never saw it. Make the Grade. Saw a few episodes on YouTube. Outta Here. Seen bits and pieces of it on YouTube. Family Double Dare. Ah, yes. Family Double Dare with the great Mark Summers as the host. Get the Picture, watched a few episodes. They gave out cool prizes on Get the Picture. Yeah, Michael Malley hosted that before Guts. Hi, Honey, I'm Home. That is a very crazy name for a TV show. Never saw it. Nick Hitless, never saw it. Eureka's Castle. My sister and I have fond memories of that show. Nick Arcade, another cool show. 15, never watched it. Clarissa Explains It All. Oh, yes, my sister and I both loved that show. Melissa Joan Hart nailed that role. I mean, Clarissa Explains It All. It almost felt like when you were watching that show, you were there with her talking to you. I mean, that show was awesome. Melissa Joan Hart gets 2 thumbs up for that show. Welcome, Freshman. I always consider that show as Nickelodeon's answer to the show Saved by the Bell. What Would You Do? Ah, yes, another Mark Summers classic. I mean, I have to say it, the Pie Pod. 4! I remember one segment I saw where Mark Summers said, just once I want to hear an audience say 1. I mean, that would have been boring. But anyway, Nickelodeon launch spots. I think I saw bits and pieces. I think there was one episode where they had the actor who played Clarissa's brother Ferguson on there. Yeah, Roundhouse. Before all that, there was Roundhouse. I've seen a couple episodes thanks to YouTube. Nickelodeon Guts. Nickelodeon's answer to American Gladiators, or a 90s kids version of the Great American Ninja Warrior. Nick or Treat, never watched that. Nick News Kid World Council, I think I saw bits and pieces of that on YouTube. Wienerville, oh god, Nickelodeon Wienerville, all those puppets. I, I've seen a few episodes where they'd show the end credits on that, and they'd have, what's the puppet with the blonde hair? Dottie. She would say at the end, the Nickelodeon Studios mentioned, she would say, Nickelodeon Wienerville was taped in front of a live studio audience at Nickelodeon Studios and Universal Studios 4. And then she would go, oh! Legends of the Hidden Temple. Oh, God. Classic right there. Kirk Fogg. They had such a hard time with that stupid monkey. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but I might mention that in this video. My Brother and Me, too bad that show never took off. Nick New Space Shuttle Phone Home. Wonder if they had E.T. in that. Never watched it. You to You, never watched it. Nickelodeon All-Star Challenge, never watched it. All that. We have sadly lost two actresses from all that this year. Kiana Underwood and Christy Knowings. Rest in peace, you two. Thank you for the memories. Allegra's Window. Yep, had fond memories of watching that. Teacher to Teacher with Mr. Wizard. Never watched that. Gullah Gullah Island. Fun little piece of trivia for you. The set on Gullah Gullah Island was the same set they used for Clarissa Explains It All. Little piece of trivia there. Slime Time. You match, you win. Never watched it. Global Guts. Remember that one? I loved the opening from that show. They would show the world and like the Golden Gate Bridge and a bunch of like parts of the world, and then they would show the close up of Nickelodeon Studios. The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. Remember watching that? Kind of like a kid friendly CSI. Keenan and Kel. Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Mm-hmm. I do. Ooh. I'm sorry, I had to say it. Binya Binya, I guess that was a spin-off to Gullah Gullah Island. The Big Help, Sister Hazel Live, never watched it, figure it out. Never Classic Game Show. You're On, watched it, tuned in, an unaired pilot. Figure It Out Family Style, watched that. Who Knew, unaired pilot. Me and My Friends, unaired pilot. Figure It Out Wild Style, remember watching that. The 1999 Kids' Choice Awards. How can I put this? I did not mention Kids' Choice Awards in this list, but I have to mention it. This is my opinion. I think they rigged the Kids' Choice Awards. How in the heck has SpongeBob won every single stinking year since 2003 except 2008? That one went to Avatar The Last Airbender. I think that's rigged. And speak of the devil, that the pilot of SpongeBob aired after the Kids' Choice Awards in 99. Anyway, Nickelodeon Games and Sports, that was a good one. Double Dare 2000, that was a good one. Slime Survivor, Unknown Pilot, No One Knows Best. Never watched it, but I read this was like a male version of Clarissa Explains It All. I guess he taught to the viewers. Noah did. 2000 Kids' Choice Awards, Snick Underground 18's Live, Snick Underground Baha Men Live, Taina. Never get into that show. Slime Time Live, oh yes, that was a good one. Dave Azar. Game Farm, never watched it. And the last one, Nickelodeon Splat, never watched it. But yeah, A lot of good shows were taped at this studio, and it's a bummer they closed it after only 15 years. Actually, scratch that. It opened on June 7th of 1990 and closed on April 30th of 2005. It didn't even get to see its 15th anniversary. That's a bummer. But anyway, Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida. Speaking of Double Dare, number 7, the obstacle course on Double Dare. This is my opinion. I don't think 60 seconds is enough to get through the obstacle course. I mean, would it have hurt anyone to give them 90 seconds? I mean, a minute and a half? Because some of those courses are brutal. I mean, you got to pick it. You got the stuff you had to dig through to get the flags. You had that human hamster wheel. I mean, Mark Summers, he was such a good host. I saw a segment on there. This these poor kids were having, I think it was the family version, this poor family was having a horrible time trying to find the flag up the nose and pick it, and just as they finally did find it, their time ran out, and even though they didn't get all the way through number 3, Mark Summers felt so bad for them, he gave them the third prize, even though they didn't get it. That's how good Mark Summers was. But yeah, I mean, oh man, I cannot imagine how exhausting doing that course is in those jumpsuits, the helmets, the goggles. I bet by the time they're done, they're ready to pass out. I mean, but you know what? They did give away a lot of cool prizes. I mean, I remember the 2000 version. I saw an episode on YouTube, and one of the prizes for the obstacle course was Blockbuster video gift cards. I thought to myself, wow, today those would be worthless. But anyway, Double Dare. I mentioned this couple segments before. Number 6, Legends of the Hidden Temple. The Shrine of the Silver Monkey. Is the monkey that stinking hard to put together? Feet, torso, head, make it face the audience. It's not rocket science, people. Like I said, feet, torso, head, face the audience. It's not that hard. Number 5, the slime dodge, like Figure It Out. I used to always love it even when they would play the sound when somebody was about to get slime, even when they were just testing it, everybody would put on their helmets like, people, it's just a test. They would get so freaked out if they did get slimed. I mean, I think the slime was like food coloring and rice pudding. I mean, it's not that bad. Just, you can take a shower, it'll come right off. Jeez. I mean, I would have been very privileged to go on that show and get slime dumped on me. There, I said it. Anyway, okay, down to the final 4 here. Number 4, the end credits. Instead of doing the end credits separately, nowadays Nickelodeon just puts the end credits at the bottom of the screen towards the end of the episode, and they run so fast you can't even appreciate all the people who did the show. I mean, I don't mind the split screen credits, but come on. A show that is good is meant to show the end credits to all the people who put the show on the air. Come on. Number 3. How can I put this? Rocket Power. This show came out the same year SpongeBob did, and I think we all know which show turned out successful. For those of you who don't know, Rocket Power was an American animated TV series created by Rugrats creators Arlene Klasky and Garber Schupo for Nickelodeon. It was about the daily lives of 4 kids, Otto, Reggie, Twister, and Sam, and they had an interest in extreme sports like skateboarding, surfing, snowboarding, street hockey, etc. Here's where I stand with this show. This show was amazing. I mean, no, it wasn't Rugrats, but this show was amazing. I mean, I'll admit to this. As a kid, I always thought the dad Ray was a little overboard, but now as an adult, I mean, Ray might have been strict, but he was a true dad right there. I mean, he was a widowed father. I mean, I probably would have been that way too. I mean, and he was a pretty down to earth dude. I mean, he was a nice guy. He did have a soft spot. I mean, in a way, he was Otto and Reggie's dad, but in a way, he was almost kind of like another father to Twister and Sam. I mean, he watched all four of them. He was a true dad right there. I respect you, Ray Rocket. And another thing, and I speak on behalf of my sister and cousin. Reggie was my favorite. There, I said it. Reggie was the greatest of all time. I mean, on that show. I mean, kids nowadays who watch The Loud House will never notice Reggie Rocket was the original Len Loud. I mentioned that before, and I just mentioned again. Now I know what you're thinking. Dude, if you're praising the show so much, what's the pet peeve? There was one thing I didn't like about this. When they did the woogie 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 woogie. God, I hated that. I mean, awesome show, annoying running gag, but you know what? You win some, you lose some. Every show has at least one pet peeve, and Woogie Woogie was one of them. There. Number two, Nick at Night. They started airing it at 7 p.m. each night. Why in the heck did they do this? There's only 5 shows in the Nick at Night lineup. Friends, SpongeBob, The Neighborhood, Modern Family, Big Bang Theory. I mean, I have fond memories of Nick at Night. I mean, got to catch up on Full House, Roseanne, Family Matters, Home Improvement thanks to Nick at Night. And Nick at Night also introduced me to The Nanny, George Lopez. And again, I got to catch up with Malcolm in the Middle and... what was the other one? There was Malcolm in the Middle... I have to think about that. Yeah, but yeah, that introduced me to a lot of good shows, and I was able Full House again. Yeah, I got to catch up with Full House, and they even had a few couple originals like Fatherhood, Glenn Martin DDS. I think I've seen one episode of Glenn Martin DDS. But yeah, I will always be thankful Nick at Night introduced me to shows like George Lopez and The Nanny. And thanks to that shows I was able to catch up with Full House, Family Matters, Home Improvement. Everybody Hates Chris. That was another good one. Roseanne. I mean, come on. But would I don't know about this, but would Nick at Night have to pay for anything to get some of these classic shows back? I mean, like 227. I mean, some of the old acquired programming from Nick at Night included 227, Adventures of Superman, Alf, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, 8, America's Funniest Home Videos, just to name a few. Oh, another good one, The Brady Bunch. I used to watch that on that channel. And it was such... Oh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Got to catch up on that show. I mean, they need to bring back some of these classics to the Nick at Night lineup. I mean, just... Yeah, I mean, they really need to add a few new shows to the lineup. They would probably never do this, but could you imagine if they put like South Park on Nick at Night? Oh my gosh, it would probably have to be like in the wee hours of the morning. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But anyway, before I get to number 1, I'm going to do a quick recap. Number 10, The Smoking in Rango. Number 9, The X is ending too soon. Number 8, the closure of Nickelodeon Studios at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. Number 7, the Double Dare Obstacle Course. Number 6, the Shrine of the Silver Monkey and Legends of the Hidden Temple. Number 5, the Slime Dodge, Figure It Out. Number 4, the end credits, they go too fast. Number 3, the Woogie 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 and Rocket Power. And number 2, the Nick at Night lineup, and the fact that they start at 7 p.m. every night, even though there's only 5 shows about there on that lineup. And the number 1 pet peeve for me for Nickelodeon is, I think you might be familiar with this show. He lives in a pineapple under the sea, he flips burgers, and he annoys his neighbor like hell. I'm talking about SpongeBob. You know, anything before 1999, I consider that Nickelodeon era the BSS era, before SpongeBob SquarePants. Nowadays, SpongeBob airs on that show like 100 times a day. Okay, not 100, but you know what I mean. The last time I checked, it was called Nickelodeon, not the SpongeBob SquarePants network. Now, I have always had a soft spot for SpongeBob. I grew up with him. As a kid, I used to actually use his pet catchphrases like, "Aw, tartar sauce," and "aw, barnacles," and "fish paste." I hated Squidward, and I mentioned this in another video. Love Sandy Cheeks. She was the best character on the show. She does the state of Texas proud. And, I had SpongeBob SquarePants merchandise, video games, had a pair of boxer shorts, and for Christmas of 2004, my sister, who at the time was working at a Burger King, actually gave me one of those SpongeBob watches for Christmas and a SpongeBob plush. I have nothing against SpongeBob. I think it's worn out its welcome. I think they maybe need to put the show to rest. The creators, rest in peace, Steven Hillenburg, has been dead almost 8 years, and yeah, when the Loud House debuted in 2016, somebody said maybe they need to retire SpongeBob and make the Loud House their big show, and I couldn't agree more. The actress who plays the mom, Rita, on the Loud House is actress Jill Talley, I think her name is. She is actually married to the guy who voices SpongeBob, Tom Kenny, and she also does the voice of Plankton's computer wife, Karen. Yeah, Plankton's married to a Karen. Yeah, so because of her on the Loud House and her associated with SpongeBob, I consider Jill Talley Nickelodeon royalty. But yeah, I think they need to give SpongeBob a rest, okay? Don't maybe not end the show, but just cut back on the reruns. You have a long catalog of former shows, Nickelodeon. Maybe, start at a few reruns of your classic shows. I would love to see some of your older TV shows again for old time's sake, and you need to maybe redo your Nick at Night lineup, get some of the old shows you used to have on there, and what was I gonna say? And start doing the split. If you want to do split screen credits, that's okay, but don't roll through them so fast at the bottom of the screen, because a lot of people can't even read the names of wonderful people who put these shows on the air. But anyway, that is my top 10 Nickelodeon pet peeves. I'm thinking I might do a top 10 Disney Channel pet peeves, but I'll have to think about what I want to put on there. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Long live Nickelodeon. And please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and don't get any sand into potato salad, okay? Goodbye.